Well, my friends, it looks like this is going to be a relatively short stream as already it's being said, kind of disappointed. I'm not going to lie. Uh, what a shame. What a shame. Why is anyway. But yeah, I'm looking at Twitter. I was actually looking at a couple of the live streams, and they are already talking about how this arrest is probably not going to happen. They said at least today, which is kind of disappointing. But that's the way it goes. I am, as you can see, searching Twitter, and when I go to like Trump indictment or indictment watch is what I'm watching right now. All I see, of course, is a bunch of bullshit from a bunch of Trump haters. Let's see. My computer chance to wake up here. A little too early in the day to do any actual drinking, so I'm sticking to soda. But yeah, a lot of stupid memes from people, things like that. This apparently is not going to happen already. I was kind of worried because it's 8 o'clock California time, it's 11 o'clock New York time. I was afraid that they would do it like first thing in the morning and I would miss it because I did not want to get up at like 7 o'clock in the morning to go live. But uh, but yeah, apparently, as I was watching a couple other things, trying to find some news footage that I could use, some live streams that I might be able to get a hold of. Apparently, it may not happen today, and nobody's really talking about it. Fox isn't really talking about it. CNN's not really talking about it, which is probably why. But let's take a minute to look at some memes. Make prison great again. That's an old one. That's actually kind of funny right there. All the cops chasing him all OJ style. That's kind of funny. Let's see. Then of course a bunch of ads because thanks Elon. Can't do can't do this without ads anymore. What's up, chat? Tour Capture says you're off watching Trump arrest. Well, I figured it'd be good for a few views, and it's interesting. Let's see. Reese says, "LOL, Trump arrested is like saying Bozo the Clown is president." Well, he kind of is president right now, currently. Tour Capture says, "Why is he getting arrested?" Well, the idea is that he paid Stormy Daniels, the porn star that he was banging around, paid her some hush money to not say anything. Now, in and of itself, that's not necessarily illegal. If it is, it's only a misdemeanor, which is why it's kind of funny that they're making such a big stink out of it. But the question is where did the money come from? If it came from the campaign, then that's illegal. But also, there's a statute of limitations thing that I've been hearing about lately that they're trying to figure out if they can get around it because technically speaking, they can't sue him for this, or I'm sorry, they can't charge him for this. But if there was some campaign finance irregularities, then they can. So that's the thing. Let's see. He wants people to riot for him. I don't think he wants it. I think he wants people to protest. I don't want people to riot, which is why I was one of the people that was like, "Don't listen to Trump this time. Stay home. Let them let them act like idiots. Let them do their thing." Yeah, the whole reason why I really don't want people protesting today, if anything were to happen and he were to get arrested, the main reason I do is because I know that there's going to be people on the ground, just like there were on January 6th, trying to convince people to go inside and start stirring shit up. And the last thing we need is another one of those dumb days. Let's see. I don't like the way they make Trump the Messiah figure. It's just really, it doesn't work for me. Let's see. A bunch of memes that make no sense. Waiting for Trump to be arrested in NYC today. That looks photoshopped, but I don't really know. That's ugly. Let's see. Something poetic about Mar-a-Lago's location. Florida. Oh, gee, that's very 12-year-old juvenile. There's a huge test for DeSantis. MAGA morons. Yeah, that's really nice. I like how they say Trump supporters don't like evidence. The reality is they haven't really given us any. And he's even admitted to paying her off. That's the fun part, but, whatever. Tour Capture says he'll buy his way out. Well, I mean, it's a misdemeanor. He doesn't have to. It's like, what's he going to do? He's going to pay a fine, whatever. He's not going to get any jail time. A lot of people don't get jail time for misdemeanors. Hell, in California, you can steal almost $1,000 worth of shit from any convenience store or whatever and not even get charged. So, I mean, what's the big deal? If you're letting them get away with that shit, then what's the big deal? Here's an interesting point. Edwards indicted on charges related to money from mistress. Well, this says Maddow Republican. Democrats are coming. Maddow Republicans didn't have a problem with this. No one did. Lock Trump up. Well, you got to remember Bill Clinton did the same thing, and they didn't have a problem with that either. But whatever. This is the way politics works. I don't know why she's there. I don't know why Michael Cohen's there. Oh, that's because he's basically their star witness. That's why. Joe and Jill, whatever. Fun artwork, but again, not really anything. Yeah, this is kind of all of us right now. Me waiting for this to rest. Just kind of chilling out, waiting to see what happens. I'm in protest, says Rue. I heard wrong, but still, people do. They should be tased and arrested themselves. Well, protests are one thing. You can protest all you want. You can swing a sign and go protest and chant and do all that. That's perfectly fine. It's once you get violent and physical and start destroying property. That's when it becomes a riot, and that's when you need to go ahead and get tased and arrested and whatever. So yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Okay, it's not Rudy Giuliani is his best. This looks like a real picture, but there's so much fake shit on the internet anymore. But who cares? Honestly, that's probably a fake picture. But I really don't think he cares. He's there. Joe asked to go to jail. No, he's not. And make prison great again. You know what? What's funny is like Trump came right out and said, "I'm going to be arrested on Tuesday." So what he did was he put them on blast. His lawyers were probably talking to the prosecutors in New York, and they said, "We have enough. We're going to indict you and arrest you on Tuesday." So instead of them being able to surprise the public by calling a bunch of cameras and saying, "Get down to Mar-a-Lago real quick. We're about to arrest Trump," like they did with Roger Stone. That's exactly what they did with Roger Stone, if you recall. What he did was he puts it out there. He controls the narrative for a little while. Now, what happens is, now, if they don't, and there's already word out there now that they won't, because like I said, it dropped very early on that a lot of people were like, yeah, we're probably not going to arrest him. But, yeah, it's kind of funny, mostly Stormy, although it's not going to happen. But what's going to end up happening is, like, they're not going to do it, and then Trump's going to look like he won. That's a big PR victory for him. And the hell of it all is if they would have arrested him and this shit would have gone nowhere, it would have been a big PR victory for him anyway. So, whatever. Trump supporters shut down Fifth Avenue outside Trump Tower in NYC. This is what peaceful protests look like. The people will not be silenced. We stand with President Trump. See, that's what I'm saying. They're just protesting. They're just standing there waving some flags, some signs, whatever. They're not setting fire to anything. Once they start setting fire to shit, that's a bad thing and they need to be arrested and dealt with legally. Funny. Obviously Photoshop, but funny. Trump used campaign funds to pay hush money to Stormy Daniels. Actually, I think the payment, so that's going to be a tough argument to make. I think it happened. Now, I'm pretty sure it did, but that's what somebody was saying. I'm not exactly sure. Let's see.
smear him. That's what all this is. This is a smear so they can hurt him next November. Good Photoshop right there. Yeah, because we know Trump doesn't fucking win. Doesn't have him fucking years. Let's see. This is Lieutenant John Singer, Manhattan's top cop, at such a right in Florida at 4:20 p.m. in West Trump based in the 69 times plan. Okay, let's hear about retweet. I'm already hearing that's not going to happen. So, let's see. Twitter is not a good way for news. Yeah, it's a good way for breaking stuff. I'm watching YouTube and stuff like that, but there's just nothing about this right now which tells me that it's probably not going to happen. Let's see. Any protests I heard but so if people do, they should be tasing the rest of themselves? No. Protesting? No. For getting violent, tearing shit up, yes. For protesting? No. Let's see. I mean, we had some of us at one point pay for sex, or I had it. Take it like it's your wife for people. Thank you, Mike. Check your connection. Did I not unmute myself? Let me look real quick. Yeah. I should be getting sound. Give me a second, let me check. Oh, wow. That is something very bad. Give me a second.
Okay, we'll try that one instead. Hopefully it's a little better. Okay, we'll try that one instead. Hopefully it's a little better. Okay, yeah, that's my mic that's on my webcam. I don't know why my usual mic is getting that kind of shit. My bad, guys. I didn't realize it was getting that shitty. But back to the grind. Yeah, he's not getting indicted. Breaking news: Donald Trump deemed flight rescue by Tribune bounces plane. Whatever. Which is funny because he's not actually in New York. He's actually in Florida, so NYPD wouldn't have. Whatever. I get the joke. Yeah, you know she's watching. That's kind of funny. A lot of OJ references. Yeah, I'm also on. I'm also looking for some YouTube channels that are doing live. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that's live right now. I don't want to put too much of this shit on my channel because I don't want to risk getting a strike or anything. But yeah, I mean, there's no news about this at all. So this may end up being a relatively short stream. You know, I'm watching a couple different streams. All the live stuff is about something else. He already got the nerd report already. He was live earlier, and he just was just like, screw it, I'm not. He's like, I'm just not. Let's see. On live now, they're watching Trump's airplane in Florida, and there's nothing. So, unfortunately, this may end up being kind of a short thing. Let me look live for Trump. There it is. I'm not used to doing this breaking news stuff, even though there's not really anything breaking. Let's see. Yeah, I got the mic working. I have no idea why my usual mic started taking a shit.
It's really weird. Oh, I got to restart it. I go to live stuff. But it sounded like it was at the bottom of the ocean. Yeah, I don't know why my usual mic took a shit on me. I'll have to make sure I get that taken care of tonight because me and Jeremy are going live to talk about some Last of Us stuff. Wrapping up that whole thing. Hey, Dad, what's going on? My dad's watching. So that other Frank Gilbert is not me. That's actually my dad. Trump making great again. He wants this. It's like billions, like X, which he's coming back on the show. Well, I don't know what he's doing. Personally, I don't think Trump should run again. I think he should. I think he should be kind of a party elder now. But because if you think about it, like the second term of a presidency is the most productive. So at this point, it's like he spent his one term that he served so far kind of rearranging shit to where bureaucracy and government wasn't going to get in the way. And then out of nowhere, he loses, whether it was real or not, whatever. Say what you want about the election. I could say plenty. But then he loses. He doesn't serve a second consecutive term. Uh, So, sorry, I'm trying to watch live now to see if they've got anything going on. They've got one camera on Trump Tower, one camera on his airplane in Florida, and they're doing other shit. But then if he gets, let's say he wins election and beats whoever the Democrats put up there, he's only got one term. So he's going to spend one term just kind of cleaning things up. If I were him, I would say, you know what? I'm just going to be a party elder. I'm going to throw my weight behind DeSantis. We're going to get him elected. He's going to go in there and do all the things, and I'll just be one of the people that's kind of in his circle, because he's only going to have one term to really fuck with. The legacy stuff he won't be able to do. Now, of course, his legacy could just be cleaning everything up, which is not terrible on the face of it, but I mean, to me, now if I'm Ron DeSantis, I kind of want Trump to win because I want him to do all the heavy lifting, and then I want to roll in there when things are mostly cleaned up so that I can finish it the rest of the way and then do the shit that I want to do as opposed to just cleaning up. Because let's face it, it's going to take a while to clean up this mess that Biden has created for everybody. I mean, inflation's terrible, prices are terrible. I mean, it's going to take an entire term just to get the shit back, to normal, let alone actually start making gains. So if I were DeSantis, I would say, you know what? Let Trump have his second 4 years. Let him get everything kind of put back to where it needs to be, and then after that, then I'll roll in there after Trump served his 4 years. Then I'll run because he'll probably win because he won't have to run against Trump. Then I'll run. I'll win probably. At least get the Republican nomination if nothing else. And then I'll go in there and I'll actually make the good gains, the improvements, and that'll be his legacy. But I don't know if anybody really wants their legacy just to be cleaning up after Joe Biden. That's not a good legacy. I mean, it would be good, and history would look kindly on you. But I don't know. Is that really what you want your legacy to be? I don't know. Yeah, there is nothing happening right now. Yeah, like I said before, I even went live. There was already shit about he's not gonna that they're not going to indict him today. They're not going to arrest him today, which does not look good if you're one of the Trump haters. It does not look good. Let's see if this one's. I can get away with this for a second or two. I have to go through an ad first anyway. Of course. Nope. They're not even talking about it. Yeah, all these people are live with Trump all over their thumbnails and the titles and all that, but they're not even really talking about Trump. That's the best part. They're not talking about the potential for him to be arrested for anything. Yeah, so like I said, this may be a bit of a short stream. I'll go for a while just in case something pops off, but look at that. All over the title, all over the thumbnail. Oh, they're at least talking. They at least got Trump on screen. that's times now. But yeah, I don't know. Back to the chat. Trump is doing it like a boss. Well, I mean, he's great at PR. He's great at putting the attention where he wants it. I mean, that's what the guy does. So Justice, we got this. Whatever. We're officially on indictment watch. Oh my god, I can barely contain my excitement. Well, you gonna be this excited in 24 hours and they don't do shit? Indictments are coming. I don't even want to know what that is. Happy Indictment Day. Blah, blah, blah. Well, there's people inside the Republican Party, too, that probably need to go away. I'm all for term limits. Get these motherfuckers out of here. Spot on the way to Mar-a-Lago. Ketchup? Okay. He likes ketchup. So we have a call to come in today. Marks former President Donald Trump's indictment day. Well, you sure? Are you sure? Lock him up. Yeah, they're loving it. Come on, do an indictment. No, they're not going to. This is actually the guy who finds reasons not to indict people, from what I heard. I've been hearing some stories about the DA, too. See the difference. No, the difference is that, look, he also met with Kim Jong-un, but you're not throwing that out there because he's actually trying to stop missiles from being launched in North Korea. He doesn't want to get into a fucking war. The American president has to meet with Putin here and there. As a matter of fact, you forget that Biden met with Putin not too long ago. Also, we're all so wrapped up in, wow, we love Ukraine right now that anytime you can get him standing next to that fucking Zelensky guy, it's just whatever. You guys just don't get it. There's such bad comparisons. They take these two pictures and they're like, what? I'm not even sure that's a real picture on the left. I feel like that might be a little weirdly photoshopped. It just something doesn't look right. But anyway, yeah, you guys make such bad comparisons. Let's see. Trump sidekick like Robin. I don't know who's sidekick. DeSantis has the power, says text, to block this. And if he doesn't, it looks bad on him. Well, he doesn't want to get involved. And quite frankly, I wouldn't either. Because if he wants to win the presidency, he's got one giant roadblock in the Republican primary, and that's Trump. So really, I mean, if he wants the presidency that bad, he's going to allow it to happen because he wants to hurt Trump too. But I personally don't think he wants any part of it. Derek Hant says he's actually getting arrested. The word that I've heard is no. They're actually, you can see it right there. Not happening today, for what it's worth. Let's see. Trump indictment may appear imminent, but the Guardian's Hugo Lowell reported yesterday that the grand jury handling the charges isn't meeting today. It seems to undercut Trump's claim made over the weekend that he'd be arrested today. He had called for protest against the indictment, a worrying prospect considering he made a similar call that led to the January 6th insurrection. Not entirely true. According to CBS News, law enforcement is picking up more threats from violent extreme. Okay, that might be what they're trying to paint here. They're going to probably say, okay, we're not going to do it today because we're worried about people getting crazy and trying to burn down New York because Trump. That might be their angle right now. A number of police agencies have stepped up their security arrangements ahead of potential charges, including New York Police Department and the U.S. Capitol Police in D.C., where protesters could also convene. I think that's their angle right now. I think they're going to say, actually, we couldn't do it today because we were afraid they were going to burn the whole place down. When in reality, they weren't going to do it in the first place. But I think it was interesting that New York was actually starting to put out a lot of barricades and shit last night. I don't think they would have gone through all that expense if they didn't expect an indictment and an arrest to happen today, too. Let's see. Yeah, true words. I think they'd like to see me in prison. They'd love it. No Trump supporters to be found. Well, that was yesterday. Yesterday wasn't going to be when the arrest happened, so it makes sense. Let's see. Yeah, I got to be honest. I don't think this is going to happen today. Notable Trump investigation. Missing documents. I don't think they were ever actually missing. Georgia criminal inquiry. Is that about the election? Yeah, January 6th inquiry, which is all a big joke anyway. Inaugural lawsuit. I don't even remember what the hell that was about. Winchester County. I don't know. New York State civil inquiry. I think that was about the Trump University, which probably was just a dumb investment on his part. Manhattan criminal case, I don't know. Financial fraud lawsuit. Guys that play around with money at the level that he does, they're always facing some kind of financial fraud lawsuit. Someone's always pissed off that something they invested in that he was involved in didn't do well, so they sue him for it because he's the name. Let's see. I don't understand the whole ketchup truck thing. I do believe the Heinz ketchup truck is on its way to Mar-a-Lago right now. The orange criminal is eagerly awaiting its arrival. Does he like ketchup? And if so, why is that a big deal? That's actually kind of funny. I stole the Bible from hotel right banks for Riverdale. I'm willing to bet high-end hotels that he stays in, they probably don't have Bibles. I do like Morris Day. Yeah, I got to be honest. I don't see this. I'm not seeing this turning into much of anything. Let's see. Decision has the power to block the executive arrested, tour capture. You think it's Biden creating the inflation? Well, I think it's his policies that create inflation. A lot of people say, oh, the president doesn't control gas prices, the president doesn't control inflation, the president doesn't control this. That's true in the sense that they don't have a little dial on the desk in the Oval Office that they can turn up and down to control costs, but their policies have effect on these things. So, yes, it's his fault. But I mean, just look at the numbers. I mean, inflation was low when Trump was here. Once Biden took office, and inflation started to get worse. And they try to blame Trump like it was his decisions. It was like, no, when he was here, and for the first little bit of your presidency, things were okay. But they went bad on your watch. So how is it the other guy's fault when things went bad on your watch? I just don't. There's some logic there. They expect us to be stupid, and I don't really get the logic. Let's see. Dad says, do you have any filler material? Not really. I actually planned on him being arrested right about the time I was going live. I mean, and I don't usually talk here. I don't usually talk news on here. I usually talk movies, but you know, whatever. Term limits is good. Got to work on getting rid of lobbyists too. Well, I mean, the lobbyists are one thing, but it's like when you've got Dianne Feinstein and fucking dude from the Republican guy from Kentucky, that geriatric old crone in there for like 75 years. That doesn't help anything. So yeah, these are people that don't want to run for president. They don't want to move up the political ladder. They want to be relevant for longer than 8 years. So they decide they're just going to stay senators for the next 50 years. So I think term limits is more important. Lobbyists, I mean, they make the pitch for the people who want a bill to get passed. I mean, it's a job. Now, when lobbyists start throwing money around to politicians and start saying, "Hey, I'll throw you $150,000 in cash, or I'll throw you, so much money to your reelect or whatever if you vote for this bill," that's where it gets a little touchy for me. Rue says, "I'm sure he does. I know he has a Trump poster." Well, I mean, he probably did like 8 years ago. Now I don't know so much. Rue says, yeah, but no deal with North Korea after Trump visited. North Korea went back to nuclear testing. Well, that's because Trump was probably planning on having a second term to iron some of this shit out. I truly think that I don't know if Trump would have been able to solve the North Korea problem over the course of one presidency of 8 years if he'd have had back-to-back terms. I don't know that he would solve that problem by himself. He would have needed another president to come in and kind of pick up the kind of take the baton, so to speak, and kind of finish it all up. But I mean, he was doing something that didn't involve shooting people. It didn't involve violence. It didn't involve potentially starting a war. So I was all for him at least sitting down and having some talks with Kim Jong Fat Ass and making sure that he doesn't do anything to either launch missiles at us or any of our friends in Japan or Russia even. I mean, we don't want him launching against Russia, South Korea, any of the Pacific island countries that we don't want to see it bombed. Let's see. I've seen this meme 27 times already. I want to see Biden in prison. Why does Donald think I'd visit him in prison? And a lot of the same old stuff. A lot of ads, of course. Ready to finally achieve herd stupidity. Well, I mean, we're not really even throwing any of us in jail. It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like you think we're all so wrong, but the reality is you haven't been able to make anything stick against any of the people that you're really trying to. But whatever. Let's see. There is nothing. Hopefully I won't have to readjust my filter. Let's see. I love all the thumbnails. Trump in trouble. Hush payments to porn star. Angry Republicans on streets. Trump in trouble. Anti-Trump protest. Trump bad. Trump bad. Never just like me. I'm just like arrest watch. I just want to see what happens. Trump going to be arrested today? Question mark. Maybe not. And then McCarthy's spineless prick. Trump cliffhanger. Arrest soon? Doubt it. Let me mute my microphone for a minute so I can see what they're saying on this. Watching live now. I'm watching live now on YouTube right now, and they're saying exactly how it would go down. That probably wouldn't be the perp walk, which is what I think people on the left want. It wouldn't be the perp walk where you get to see him, like they go in there and they say you're under arrest for the crime of blah blah blah, and they put him in cuffs, and then there's cameras get him as they walk him out to the row of black SUVs. And it wouldn't be like that anyway, which is really all they want out of this. They don't want Trump to get in trouble for anything he did. They want the visual. They want the perp walk. They want him in cuffs so they can play that for the next 18 months all the way up to the election to try to hurt him. That's what they want. They want the visual. They just want to play that on a loop for the next fucking year and a half. They don't really give a shit if he actually pays the price for what, right now, as far as I know, is a misdemeanor. But they're also saying they probably wouldn't get it anyway. That because he's a former president, that the Secret Service would be notified. That would probably leak somewhere out. That would probably leak somewhere. So we'd probably get that news before they actually showed up to do it. That they would notify the Secret Service, and that arrangements would be made for him to come and turn himself in, get processed, make bail or whatever you'd have to do, and then he would leave. So they probably wouldn't get the picture of him in cuffs anyway. They would just get pictures of him walking in and out of the district attorney's office or whatever place he turns himself in at. It would probably be city. I'm guessing maybe City Hall. But yeah, they're not going to get the visual they want anyway. So I don't really know how they would do all that. He says, Aru says, well, he knows if Trump goes to jail, maybe we should all visit him. Well, I'm not visiting him in jail. Give a fuck. Extreme Shaft, what's up, brother? Alex Jones is just on Steven Crowder. I know, I'm not a big fan of Alex Jones. I think he's kind of a blowhard. And claims the statute of limitations is up on this. That's what I was mentioning earlier. The statute of limitations for the act of paying the hush money was actually up a long time ago. But you can also file to get extensions on it or something like that, or file like exceptions. Or if it was campaign money related, that's a whole different statute. So there's so if he used campaign money to pay her, which I don't think he would need to because the guy's got money coming out of his fucking ears. If he used campaign money, that's a problem. That's a whole new thing. That would have a different statute. But we don't know yet. Not for sure, anyway. I can't imagine he would use any kind of campaign money because the guy's got millions of dollars in his couch cushions. Why does he need to use campaign money? He says, Extreme Shaft says he used the campaign money, then paid it right back. I've heard that too, but I'm not sure. A lot of the stuff hasn't been made public yet, so I don't really know. Again, I don't know why he would. He's got money burning a hole in his pocket, so I don't know why he would bother going anywhere near campaign money. But let me go back to my regular Twitter. See what's going on. Locating roadside, Casey. Why are you selling dead people's items? Is that how Casey makes money to get his stuff? What's your favorite spin-off show? The Golden Palace, as much as I love The Golden Girls, was not good. Lone Gunman was funny, but it just wasn't all that great. Probably of these, Frasier. I didn't really watch Angel. I wasn't into those teenage, whatever the hell, dramatic soap opera things. So of those, I'm going to say Frasier. Golden Palace, there's a reason why it didn't last. It wasn't nearly as good as The Golden Girls. Let's see. What's your favorite David Fincher movie and why is it Zodiac? Because it's Zodiac. It's an awesome movie. I grew up in the Bay Area, so for better or worse, Zodiac was it's kind of a legend. Let's see. Extreme Shaft says, and why didn't his lawyer tell him the correct way to do it? Well, because his lawyer was Michael Cohen, who was probably maybe trying to screw him at some point. So, Michael Cohen apparently is an idiot. Let's see. His lawyer probably didn't know. His lawyer may not have known if he actually did do it. I don't really know. This actually makes me very happy. I saw Gary Oldman was trending earlier, and I was very, very worried because he's mid-60s and people tend to die suddenly. But yeah, top 10 movies. Contender is a very underrated movie. If you like political kind of thrillers, it's not a thriller. Nobody dies. It's just a great movie about politics and how it works, and very relevant for today. I highly suggest you guys watch The Contender. Also a fantastic cast. The Firm, good movie. Fifth Element. He was great in The Fifth Element. There you can see him right down there. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. I've watched that movie a couple of times. It's a really, really slow burn, but a good movie. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, True Romance. Yeah, JFK. Yeah, he was pretty good, JFK. He's good in the Batman movies. Leon the Professional, The Dark Knight. Oh, so you split up the Batman movies. Okay, well, whatever. He is great as Commissioner Gordon, I'm not going to lie. But yes, very glad to see that nothing is wrong with him. I bet nobody remembers who this is. Well, they haven't sold those things in 30 years, so it's no surprise. Let's see. Betting stuff. The hard boss I couldn't beat. Me coming back for the 95th time. Yeah, pretty much. All you gamers out there know. Bruce Willis, last man standing. He just celebrated his birthday. A tragedy what he's going through. He doesn't know these guys are always angry towards citizens. Actually, I think those hats are pretty cool. Favorite Spice Girl? None of them. Get money, getting paid surveys? Sure you do. Yeah, checking regular Twitter now just to see if anything's popping off. Let's see. I wish I could debate Trump. I'd own him and take his lunch money. I'm a very good debater. Yeah, sure you are. Less fun of them. So you're a master debater. Yeah, I'm gonna hang out on here for another 20 minutes or so, and then that might be it. If this this may not happen until like late in the day. If it happens at all today, and I'm already hearing it's not going to. So, what do you guys rate these John Wick 4 posters from 1 to 10? I don't really care about the posters. I just want to see the movie. I'm hoping to go see it this weekend. My wife, when he wanted to repeat it, she literally just told me that she thinks Picard will go back to Laris. Well, yeah, I think he will. Excuse you, 12 years, you think you know someone. I love Laris, but this is the most offensive thing my wife has ever said to me. Dude, he's going back to Laris. He that's where he's at now. He has to. Beverly took off 20 years ago. Didn't tell. Spoiler alert for those of you who are not watching season 3 of Picard. Okay, so Beverly Crusher just took out and left 20 years ago when her and Jean-Luc Picard were kicking it. They were a thing. They were an item. Did not tell him that he had a kid. Went and disappeared, did some shit, and then when she gets into some shit at the beginning of the season, who does she send a message to? Picard, because she knows Picard's gonna roll up there and be Captain Save-A-Ho. So no, he's developed this relationship with Laris, and I like him with Laris. That's a good relationship for him. She's like 50, he's like 120, so it's a weird, but you're living in like 25 whatever, the year 25 whatever in Star Trek. But I like him with Laris now more than I like him with the idea of him being with Beverly now, to be perfectly honest. But no, I want him with Laris. Kids have lost their damn minds nowadays, so he's out there bitching at McDonald's. Yeah, the kid looks like he's fucking 12. Is he even old enough to work? I'm sorry, I gotta listen to this. I gotta see what this kid does.
Alright, I'm back out here in my hometown. Today I'm at McDonald's.
He's British.
And I'm gonna be serving myself some free food. Let's get it. Come.
I don't know what this kid's supposed to be doing.
You don't know my thing. This is Costa, kid. Hey, what you man telling me, bro? Mackey's meal and that. I was there touching me, fam. I got some chips and that. Why you touching me, bro?
What is going on here?
Man got some chips up in a bitch. Man's Costa, kid.
What the fuck?
Man's burning up Zeus and Mackey's. Alright,
Okay, so that's how it's going in merry old England these days. Good job. Golden Palace. Yes, Derek, there was a spin-off show after the Golden Girls called Golden Palace, and it did not do very well. Chemistry was all off. I did have Sophia. If they just rode Sophia on that show, it would have been great. Let's see. Tech says it was Gumby. He recognized it. Derek says, what's with Bruce? They say, what's wrong with Bruce? Bruce who? I must have missed it. If they charge him, says Tex, hopefully he runs and we'll get a OJ-style car chase. And he won't run. Well, generally speaking, guilty people run. He's not going to run. Let's see. How does he keep getting away with it? How does he keep getting away with what? I don't know what the guy's talking about. I don't really care about your nails. It all looks ugly anyway. I'm guessing this is some... oh, yeah, that's... what's his name? The fucking Power Rangers. Yeah. Never read of the Power Rangers. Couldn't do that. Wasn't my thing. Nice. Good Scarface. Ooh. Commando or Cobra? Oh, tough call. Tough call. Kind of love both the movies. I give Cobra the slight edge, but I love both those movies. Let's see, movie theater time, hot dogs or popcorn. Me personally, neither. I just get a drink when I go to the theater. Not big on popcorn. The kernels get stuck in my teeth. It's no fun. Oh, what a great movie, Running Scared. I haven't seen that in a long time. So regular Twitter is all just waiting right now. Let's see. What else is trending? Sure, indictment watch. President Trump. Oh, Avalanche are beating the Blackhawks. Or they beat the Blackhawks, as it were. Just announced President Trump, Indictment Day, Strange New Worlds. I think they're ending Strange New Worlds. I haven't watched an episode of it yet. I've heard it's really good. I do want to go to Joe Rogan's new comedy club in Austin. The Comedy Mothership. Let's go back to Indictment Day. See if there's anything new popping on Twitter. This is what they're doing right now on Live Now. Is there's this court case involving Gwyneth Paltrow. She apparently was skiing in Utah in 2016, and somebody skied into her, and there was some injuries, and this guy is now suing her for $3.5 million. And but the problem is, this guy says he doesn't remember the incident. He just knows that he was injured. And Gwyneth Paltrow's like, I remember exactly what happened. I was skiing down the hill, and this guy came up behind me and plowed me. But so yeah, so she's countersuing him for $1 plus legal fees. Let's see, Ed Krasenstein. Wow, big name. What might be indictment day for President Donald Trump? New bombshell allegations claim that he and Rudy Giuliani tried to obtain Hunter Biden's laptop after he was illegally drugged by Russian intel operatives who then stole... Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. Who then stole the hard drive. Last night, Lev Parnas partook in a Twitter Space event hosted by Mario Nawfal, and he divulged quite a lot of information. It's all covered in my story below. Yeah, but how much of it's true? You can't just say something and say that it's true. You have to also back it up with other corroborating information. And that's what they don't ever do with this shit. There's never any corroborating information. They just go out there and say Donald Trump killed a puppy, and then it's like for 7 or 8 news cycles, all we get is Donald Trump kills puppies. But there's never actually any proof that he killed puppies. That's kind of funny. Copy my birth certificate stapled to your indictment. I always thought the birth thing was really stupid. Well, maggots. Oh, how cute is that? They're still calling us names that they think are going to hurt our feelings. While maggots are rioting and being thrown in prison with Trump, the rest of us need to party. It will be a national holiday. What should we call it? Trump Indictment Day, National Gotcha Asshole Day, Hillary Clinton Apology Day, No Thanks Stormy Daniels Appreciation Day. Well, whatever. I can keep going. Well, better come up with something better than that. Look, his handcuffs are gold. Well, yeah. Indictment Day again. That's actually kind of true. That's pretty much what this whole thing is. Let's see. The last 5 people in New York City who still believe Trump's lies all gathered in one place for a massive protest at Trump Tower. Well, you're only getting a picture of 5 people and then calling it 5 people. Never quote Morning Joe. Those people are so phony. But then again, says everybody on CNN. Happy Donald J. Trump Indictment Day. Hopefully to all who celebrate. I'm not planning on celebrating anything. I'm really afraid this is going to become the norm. Like whenever a president takes over, that the next president is going to have him indicted just for shits and giggles. You know what's going to do? It's going to make people not want to run for president. You need good people to run for president, but good people also need to be smart people. And smart people are going to look at this shit and be like, why would I mess with this? Why would I try to do the right thing? Why would I try to make this country a better place only to have the asshole that comes in after me try to indict me for doing the right thing, or try to lie about me for doing the right thing? It's just dumb. Whatever. I don't know who you are. Indictment day for any bombshell allegations. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like he was allegedly drugged by Russian intel operatives who then stole the hard drive. Well, prove it. You can't just say, well, these obscure things prove it. No, it doesn't. It doesn't prove anything. I don't know why I'm getting that. And then we're back to the same old stuff. I got really negative. And nothing's happening, which is kind of a bummer. Yeah, they're still going on about this Gwyneth Paltrow case on Live Now. Indictment Day dance, meaning he just can't keep his feet. If falling down is a dance, then good on you. Oh look, 2 whores at the same time. Maybe they just another Trump scam. How much money do you think they raised on this rumor? It's possible. I mean, if you don't arrest him, he wins. You have to arrest him today for this to have any meat on this bone at all. You have to arrest him today. But let me mute one more time so I can go check Live Now. I think they're talking about something. Not arresting him, but they're talking about something. Yeah, they weren't talking about anything important. They're going back to their commercial break. Let's see. Let's see. I lost track of the chat a little bit. If they charge him, hopefully he runs. We get an OJ style car chase. Nah. Really no idea. Derek says Willis. Yes, Willis. Texas Commando. Derek says Commando. See, I know I love both movies, but I kind of lean towards Cobra. Texas Predator beats both movies, though. Predator might be the most badass movie of all time. Predator's a good movie. Derek, I wouldn't mind a Running Man sequel. Love that movie. That was a pretty interesting premise. They should do something like that now. I think now it would probably hit a little harder. Let's see. Derek Kane says Tex Predator is my number one. It's a good movie. Tex agrees. Dad says Predator was incredible. It's a good movie. I think the second one's actually kind of underrated too. Derek Kane says sure was. He says I watched that movie at the drive-in with Beverly Hills Cop 2. Good God, that's going back a ways. But I love how they just promote random tweets on these different things that are trending. Say, whatever. My birthday, all I want to see Donald Trump thrown in prison. Let's hope today is indictment day, but if not, I'll settle for tomorrow. Well, may not happen at all. Can you arrest him before he puts on his makeup and hair? Well, whatever. Happy indictment day. The night Dad went to jail. You know what's funny? It's like you make all these memes and shit like that, but getting a phone call. Give me a second. Yeah, they can wait for a bit. They can leave a voicemail. You can't buy happiness, but you can't convict Trump. That's kind of the same thing. Not really. Trump's indictment day should be a national holiday. Everybody celebrate. I love how they want to celebrate the fall of a president. It's just so silly. We go back and check the news. Hold on. Yeah, nothing new. Nothing new at all. Not a shock. Yeah, I got a feeling if this happens today, it's going to happen like late in the day. Which is unfortunate. Let's see. Tech says I'm not even a Trump supporter, but after he was pushing the jab, but considering who's on the other side, you got to have his back. Well, I mean, when it comes to the vaccine, the problem I think Trump handled it wrong. If he'd have said, because he was trying to market it as a vaccine and it's not a vaccine, if he'd have come out and been honest about it and said, look, this isn't a vaccine, but it's something we think would help for now while we continue to work on other medical ways of dealing with this, I think that would have gone over a lot better because it was a lot more honest. But he wanted to push it as a vaccine because he knew an election cycle was coming up, and he wanted to be the one who cured COVID. That was going to sound a lot better in November to the voters. If he would have said, if he'd just been honest about what that shot was, it probably wouldn't have bothered so many people. It bothered the shit out of me. I was just like, are you sure? I was like, is this really a vaccine? Because this doesn't do anything that a vaccine normally does. So, whatever. I think he handled that all wrong. I think he should have been way more honest about what it was, but he just wasn't. And I think it ended up kind of hurting him in the end. Let's see. Dad says he only pushed the jab because of bad advice. He was getting bad advice from Fauci. He may not have known it at the time, but he was getting it. He knows better now. Most people know now. Yeah, I mean, it's the whole thing about COVID is like everybody on both sides of the argument wants to jump to conclusions. The bottom line is we got to study this thing for a decade or more at least just to get a firmer understanding of what this whole thing is all about. But nobody's going to think like that, so. Nothing happening anywhere right now. Let's go back to Twitter. Yeah, the House Republicans are talking about some kind of. Steve Scalise is talking about some kind of environmental thing. I have no idea what that even is. Skip. I don't care about that. Yeah, nothing new in the Twitter sphere except for that stupid hooker. Fanatics is trending, and we made a video for that, and man, the Trump Tower was named. Like we wouldn't know who he is. If indictment day isn't today, the rule of law will prevail and President Trump will be indicted. See, they're already trying to spin it. Well, if it isn't today, it's still going to be great. And look what they do here. They put these pictures in black and white and put them next to Hitler, hoping to make you think that he's Hitler, when he wants to do the exact opposite of what Hitler did. The irony is fucking Democrats are the ones doing this. They're the ones that are not burning books literally, but they're trying to redefine shit. And then comparing Fox News to Goebbels. It's hilarious that so many people out there are mindless enough to believe this shit. And then January 6th imagery. I don't know why you have that comparison right there. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know what is even happening on the left. Yeah, that's just dumb. Disgraceful House Republicans will be stopped. Sure, they will. Disgraced President Trump will be apprehended. Probably not. Financial losers will be disgraced. Not really. I mean, even if you consider me a Trump fanatic, nothing's going to change for me. I'm still going to work tomorrow. I'm still waking up in my own bed in the morning. Nothing's going to change for me. Indictment day for Trump. Not today. Not from what I'm hearing. It'll be the ultimate Republican Party disgrace. Not really. It's going to be quite a stormy week. Not really. I don't know why you're putting a movie. Oh, it's because it's promoted. That's why. Indictment day. Nothing's happening. That's actually not Fox News. That's live now. That's not Fox News. I think this person needs to know that. It even says right there at the bottom, it says live now. Look, everybody's ready for it. It's going to be a story. Stupid. Indictment day is trending. Republicans, they're trying to rally you up. They need a massive riot in New York City today. That's exactly what it's all about. So Trump likes ketchup. Why is this a big deal? No, I'm not a big ketchup fan, but still. I love how people are trying to make this out like this is some great thing. It's great until it's happening to your guy, which is exactly what they've got way more on Biden doing all the shit that he's been doing than they've ever had on Trump. Let's see. Thank God some of us just said no. Yeah, I didn't get fucking vaccinated against nothing. Screw all that. Let's see. Derek Hant says, if he's not arrested, this has to be their biggest L, right? see. Anything new on the YouTube? Tech says, why don't they put some of the footage on mostly peaceful protests in black and white and see how it looks? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, nothing new. Nothing new at all. No, that wasn't the spinning wheel of death, Tex. That's just my computer being slow. I would be on my way to having a new computer right now, but things have just been busy for the last several months. So it's all kind of gotten pushed back. But I am working on trying to build one. Yeah, I don't think this is... If this... Now... Okay, here's the plan right now. I'm planning on going live with Jeremy later tonight to do a full breakdown of Last of Us and compare the show to the video games, talk about where they were similar, where they were very different, things like that. But if this does end up happening today at some point, then I may end up having to change that plan. I had kind of gotten out of doing the series wrap up stuff, like because we did it for like WandaVision and some of the other series. I wasn't planning on doing it ever again or for anything else really, but I thought it would be an interesting thing to do. And there wasn't any reviews that I felt like doing. We're probably not going to do a review for Shazam. That movie's getting killed so bad that I probably just won't bother. I haven't even seen it yet, to be honest. This guy right here, I feel for the mental health of all the folks cheering on Indictment Day. Yeah, methinks by now you get used to being let down at this point. I'm rooting for cholesterol. Indictment Day is the big trend. $100 million to anybody who'd get me out of here. That's from the movie SWAT. It's a fun movie. Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's what I was saying earlier on in the stream. What they want is they want people to get out there. They want so they can. Dude, there's the video of the one guy on January 6th that was like telling people to go in and do shit in the Capitol, and then that guy disappeared once they started going towards the doors. So he was one of the agitators, and this guy, I guess he's been identified, but they haven't bothered trying to get him into court or charge him with anything. So yeah, I mean, I like we can't take that bait. What they want is they want you to burn down a part of New York so that they can play footage of that for the next 18 months and try to keep Trump from getting reelected. Dad says this would be a great fundraising event for Trump. Yeah, probably. Although he didn't face very good competition first time he ran on the Republican side. DeSantis, I think, is much better competition than anything he's faced in party. And I know that polls are saying this and that, but if 2016 taught us anything, it's the polls don't mean shit. The only poll that matters is the one on election day. My top favorite tweet so far from Trump Indictment Day. Let's see what this is all about. Lost River Drive-In says that there is a God. Well, I mean, like I said, if he does something wrong, then by all means. Like all these people that say that he's on Epstein's flight log and all that. I've seen a lot of the pages of Epstein's flight log, and I've never seen Trump's name on there. To be absolutely honest, a lot of it's kind of illegible. You can't really make out a lot of it. That's why I said, like, I want Epstein's flight logs to be out there, and everybody's like, well, what if Trump's on it? And I'm like, well, then punish him, punish everybody on there. Just because I voted for the guy doesn't mean I think he's above the law. And like I said, if he did something wrong here, then by all means he should pay the price. But right now we're looking at a misdemeanor, if that. So, I mean, what do you find him guilty of a misdemeanor? He's going to pay a fine, and he's probably going to run again. So I don't know, whatever. Let's see. The Lord is with you, Donald Trump. These evil men lay traps, hurt the man, blah, blah, blah. This fat man DA is bound to the lake of fire. See, this is what I don't like. I don't like how they try to make Trump the Messiah figure. It's just not smart. I pray all patriots will show up for our President Trump today and support, come together, blah, blah, blah. Let a prayer. Again, they're trying to make him the Messiah figure. They're trying to make him godlike, and that's not going to work. City York charges President Trump. I think we the people should boycott anything New York. Treat the state no different than what we do to Russia or Iran. I don't know if that works either. Return of President Trump. The White House will usher in a period of peace in the world. You know, look, just him getting elected is not going to cause world peace. Stop deluding yourself into this. He's going to make decisions that are going to be good, probably, but he's not the end all be all of world peace. Stop giving yourself that illusion. That's just not true. More Photoshop shit. Isn't that a scene from a movie? I feel like it's a scene from a movie. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. Happy Indictment Day. Indictment Day Tuesday is a reminder that Congress still has its own taxpayer-funded hush fund to make settlements of sexual harassment charges made against them. True. Happy Indictment Day. What's for breakfast? Some more Photoshop shit. Comeback King. I don't know about all that. Yeah, Trump Indictment Day is awfully boring so far. Yeah, pretty much. Republican House News Conference. They're looking at Trump's airplane again. Stormy Daniels is a national treasure. Sure. Sure. Yeah, they're still talking about this Gwyneth Paltrow trial that's going on in Utah about this skiing accident. They're I don't know. I guess basically it's just a holding pattern. So I don't know. I'll stay on it for a little while longer and see what happens. But I would imagine the stream is probably going to end here soon. Story Daniels, wow, it's a beautiful morning. It's always been my dream to sip coffee on my farm porch and watch my gorgeous horse graze. Anything exciting going on today? I don't know. Are you getting pounded by a bunch of fucking guys today? I love how, like, we're putting the porn star ahead of a guy who's actually done something legitimate with his life. Let's see. Oh, something just moved. Ruling Story Daniels owes Trump $300 plus appeals costs. Story Daniels better get that stripper pull hard. I'll go to jail before I pay a penny. Well, that might happen too. Let's see. Merry Arrestmas to 81 million Americans who celebrate. Yeah, whatever. We all know it wasn't exactly 81, but... If I wrote a screenplay for Indictment Day, it would end with Trump Force One running out of fuel and nosediving through the Arctic ice in a desperate escape attempt to Russia while being pursued by U.S. jet fighter. What? Apparently I can't spell network. I like having fun with people on Twitter. Let's see. Text says Alex Jones got the footage of that guy and they tried to use it against him. I don't know what guy. I don't like Alex Jones anyway. Alex Jones he's too much of a blowhard for me. Surrounded by indictments. It's kind of funny. Are more on the way? Maybe, but he tends to beat them all, so bring them on. Why do people keep tweeting Happy Indictment Day to all those who celebrate? Anyone with a brain will celebrate. Those that don't are irrelevant nothings. So why mention it? Well, because you're mentioning it because you want Twitter likes. Because you want this part right here. You want the interaction. More ads. So as I sometimes do, like when I first heard Trump bashing, we went to Trumpo Church. My intention was just to create a keyword so I myself can find these arrests, indictment day jokes in the future and deserve a concept again. The new original. Whatever. Oh, whatever. Yeah, everybody's celebrating something that probably isn't going to happen today. Trump stakes to all indicted on indictment day. Never heard of Trump stakes. It's the Times Taco Tuesday just replaced by indictment day as Twitter trending topic. I can go for the tacos. Yeah, they're still talking about this Gwyneth Paltrow thing. I gotta be honest, I don't think this indictment is happening anytime soon. The GOP is trying to ruin indictment day. Not enough to have one criminal president. We have an entire party of criminals. Okay. What's going to ruin indictment day is the fact that you're not going to indict him. Whatever. Let's see. Indictment day today. Are we able to believe the words of the shit-stirring liar Trump, or is he just stuck in the hornet's nest of his far-right family followers with the radical amendments to the forward, just as he did on January 6th, which he didn't, in anticipation of indictments to come? So many money I can't cover. Yeah, he can cover the retainers. We all know he's got the money for their lawyers. Blah, blah, blah. We get the morning indictment day trending. Every indictment day of people you disagree with, bad, and the Clintons are next, right? Right? You set the standards. Not I. Indictment day should be a national holiday. Blah, blah, blah. That was getting tired fast. Happy Trump indictment day. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, everybody's celebrating this thing. It's probably not going to happen. Yeah. That wasn't going to happen. I'm pretty sure of it. Let's get back over to the YouTube. If you guys want to hear about the Paltrow clash, she claims she was hit from behind by another skier suffering minor injuries. The guy's name is Terry Sanderson. He claims that it was Paltrow who slammed into him in a full body hit. Paltrow has made a countersuit seeking $1 single in damages and for her legal fees to be covered. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Let's see. Derek says, from looking at these tweets, I'll just answer my own question from earlier. This will be their greatest L. Well, I mean, he could still get indicted today. But the thing is, it's not just indicting him. Then you got to make it stick. And yeah, there's a statute thing. There's the fact that it's a misdemeanor anyway. It's like indicting him on parking tickets. Maybe it's a little worse than that. But I mean, of all the things that you want, that you've been saying that he's been doing, this is what you're actually going to get him for? It's really, really sad. I just don't think it'll amount to much. But I mean, look, they tried with Russia stuff. They tried with the Steele dossier. They tried with all this stuff, and it just none of it came to fruition at all. None of it became anything. So, what's the point? Yeah, these people are just dickheads. I wonder if there's another. It's gotta be doing it. I hate doing it. Drudge Report has fallen out of favor with me in the last couple of years, but That's a great story. Cops. Man slapped wife in the face with a slice of pizza. Well, she'd have listened. How the arrest could unfold. This is what I was talking about earlier. How the potential arrest of Donald Trump could unfold. Security issues could affect any arrest and court appearance involving the former president. If the grand jury votes to indict Mr. Trump, what happens next? An indictment arrest warrant would be filed under seal with the court before becoming public. Prosecutors would notify Mr. Trump's lawyers of the sealed indictment and negotiate a time and a date for his surrender. The indictment would remain sealed until after Mr. Trump was formally arrested and booked. We won't see a copy of that indictment or know definitively what the charges are until he is arraigned by a judge, says Karen Agnifilo, a former prosecutor in the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. Sorry if I butchered your last name. Agnifilo? I hope I got that right. What happens if he surrenders, which is probably what would happen. I mean, that's what I would do. I wouldn't want to give him the perp walk visual. The defendant is allowed to surrender. Typically reports as agreed upon date and time. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office, which is attached to the Manhattan Criminal Courthouse. Detective investigators from the Attorney's Office then arrest the defendant. This approach avoids the public spectacle of an arrest elsewhere and the perp walk that often comes with it. See, that would be the important thing. It's just you don't want the perp walk. If he were to surrender and be arrested, Mr. Trump would likely have his fingerprint scanned, his photograph taken for a mugshot, and be interviewed by detective investigators who would make an arrest report. Like be issued a rap sheet reflecting his arrest. The other person arrested in favor of the country. After being processed, taken to a holding cell next to a courtroom to await arraignment. Mr. Trump would likely receive some special accommodations out of security concerns and skip any wait on his arraignment. Secret Service agent said Secret Service and his agents are obligated under federal law to protect the former president in all settings, so they would be with him throughout the booking process and arraignment. The Secret Service will also likely turn the courthouse into a protective zone and bring Mr. Trump through a secure access point, says this guy who served in the security details of former presidents George W. Bush and Barack Obama. My experience tells me working with the court, the U.S. Secret Service would want this to be a well-choreographed event, probably with as little fanfare as possible and probably done as quietly as possible. So even if they indict him, they're not going to get the visuals they want. And you're not going to indict him on anything all that bad. So, whatever. Dad said no. Bye, Dad. Love you. Let's see. Yeah, so, I don't know. What would happen in court? Would Mr. Trump be handcuffed? That is what typically happens when a defendant surrenders. However, it's unclear if an exception would be made in Mr. Trump's case. The guy said that the Secret Service court officials in the district attorney's office would likely discuss ahead of the surrender whether Trump could be handcuffed. These two people said that they thought handcuffing would be unlikely. So you wouldn't even get the visual. What would happen in court? During a court appearance, the judge would ask Trump to enter a plea. He probably going to plead not guilty. Prosecutors and lawyers may also discuss scheduling matters in the process by which prosecutors would hand over evidence to his discovery of the defense. If charged with a low-level felony, they're even saying it's a low-level felony, Mr. Trump would likely be released on his own recognizance. He'd be back in Florida, his residence, the same day. When would Trump go to trial? Cases in New York take months and often more than a year to go to trial. While the case is pending, lawyers would likely file legal briefs and argue over what evidence jurors would be allowed to hear. Mr. Trump's lawyers almost certainly would seek to have any case dismissed before the trial on the grounds that the charges are untimely and improper. They could also file motions asking the trial to be held outside Manhattan because of what Mr. Trump may perceive as jurors who might judge him unfairly for political reasons. Yeah, but where are you going to go? It's like, let's say you go to Florida. There's going to be, anywhere you go, anybody who wants to prosecute this is going to try to get Democrats on the jury. And you could go to the reddest of red states. There's still going to be Democrats there, and they're going to try to load the jury up with Democrats just to screw Trump. So where do you go? You know what I mean? Now you could try to go to a place like Florida or one of these other places that's way more red, but it's not going to matter much. Let's see what else is going on. How about this one? Yeah, they're still talking about the Gwyneth Paltrow trial. So nobody's really talking at all about it. Now they've got Mar-a-Lago and West Palm Beach, Florida, where Donald Trump's airplane is. on the sidebar, the picture in picture. Excuse me. I got up early to do this. So this article is from the AP. What we know about the process. Will Trump be indicted? Decision on whether to indict former President Donald Trump over hush money payments made on his behalf during the 2016 presidential campaign lies in the Manhattan grand jury. In American history for his criminal case against former U.S. president, law enforcement officials are bracing for protests and the possibility of violence. For Trump called his supporters ahead of a possible indictment. He said protest. He didn't say anything else. He's actually said way less than Maxine Waters has said, whereas Maxine Waters was out there saying, get in their faces, do shit, whatever. Way less. Trump denies wrongdoing and has slammed the DA's office as politically motivated, which it is. Here's a look at the hush money probe. What is the probe about? The grand jury has been probing Trump's involvement in a $130,000 payment made in 2016 to porn actor Stormy Daniels to keep her from going public about a sexual encounter she had with him years earlier. Trump lawyer Michael Cohen paid Daniels, his real name is, I don't care about her name, although through a shell company before being reimbursed by Trump, whose company, the Trump Organization, logged the reimbursement as legal expenses. So what is the shell company? Because that right there kind of is the case to me. It went through a shell company, not through the campaign. And then Trump reimbursed it as legal expenses. So if that's the case, it doesn't sound like it had anything to do with the campaign. Earlier in 2016, Cohen arranged for former Playboy model to be paid $150,000 by the publisher of a supermarket tabloid, the National Enquirer, which then squelched her story by journalistically dubious practice known as catch and kill. Trump denies having sex with either woman. Trump's company grossed up Cohen's reimbursement for the Daniels payment to defray tax payments. That might be a thing. According to federal prosecutors who filed criminal charges against the lawyer in connection with the payments in 2018. In all, Cohen got $360,000 plus $60,000 bonus for a total of $420,000. Cohen pled. So it sounds to me, just reading to that point, that avoiding paying taxes on that money is probably a bigger deal. But they're not going after that. They're going after campaign finance stuff. Which means they probably don't think he violated any laws either if they're going after campaign finance. Cohen pled guilty to violating federal campaign finance law in connection with the payments, but it had nothing to do with the campaign. I don't know what that is. Let's see. They declined to file charges against Trump himself back then, anyway. Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg's team appears to be looking at whether Trump or anyone committed crimes in New York State in arranging the payments or in the way they accounted for them internally at the Trump Organization. But like I said, that's more of an IRS thing, right? I don't know. Can a former president be indicted? Yes, he can. I won't bother reading all that. Yes, he can. What's a grand jury? A grand jury is made of people drawn from the community, similar to a jury trial. Unlike juries that hear trials, grand juries don't decide whether someone is guilty or innocent. They only decide whether there is sufficient evidence for someone to be charged. Grand juries exist in the federal court system and in many states. Who's testified in this case? One of the final witnesses being called was Robert Castillo, who was once a legal advisor to Cohen, the government key witness in the investigation. The men have since had a falling out. Yep. And Castillo has indicated that he has information he believes would undercut the credibility of Cohen and contradict his current incriminating statements about Trump, which is entirely possible because Cohen's a piece of shit. Let's see. Tech says we need derailed back for times like these. This is a perfect topic. Yeah, well, I don't know. Drew will bring back derail when he wants to. Let's see. Where's that? Castillo contacted a lawyer for Trump saying he had information that could be exculpatory for Trump. Exculpatory is evidence that proves that you're innocent, essentially, to word it differently. According to persons familiar with the matter who insisted on anonymity to discuss secret legal proceedings, the lawyer brought it to the attention of the district attorney's office last week, which subpoenaed Castillo's law firm for records and invited him to testify. He was at the building where the jurors were meeting on Monday, invited by prosecutors, ensuring a grand jury had an opportunity to consider testimony or evidence that could weaken the case for indicting. Trump was also been invited. That doesn't sound like it was worded right. Trump has also been invited to testify, I think is what they meant, but his lawyer had said the former president has no plans to participate. Political ramifications, that's what this is all about after all. Trump says charges would actually help him in 2024 contests. Maybe. Longtime ally Lindsey Graham, senator for South Carolina since Saturday, the district attorney Bragg, has done more to help Donald Trump get elected. I don't know. It depends on how it falls out. Let's see. Comments by their political rivals, eager to convince voters time to move on from the former president, but also contending with the fact that he remains the most popular figure in the party. During a Saturday visit to Iowa, former Vice President Mike Pence called the idea of indicting a former president deeply troubling. It is troubling. I don't know how, but we've gotten to this point where if we don't like an elected official now, we just start screaming impeachment. Impeachment is not something that should be taken lightly. It's something that hurts us on the geopolitical stage worldwide. That's why you don't just randomly impeach people or indict people for shits and giggles. Let's see. Asa Hutchins, the former Arkansas governor, mulling his own 2024 bid, said he didn't expect Trump to withdraw from the race after an indictment, although he said it would be the right thing to do. Not if he thinks he's innocent. I mean, he'd have to be. I mean, it would be the right thing to do if he was guilty, if he was proven guilty. But whatever. Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, a declared candidate, also served as Trump's UN ambassador, said Monday the case is an attempt at scoring political points, adding you never want to condone any sort of prosecution that's being politicized, which is all this is. At the end of the day, not one single person's opinion of him will be any different after an indictment than it was before. Veteran GOP operative said in an interview, all of his perceived negatives are already baked into his name ID with voters. Yeah? What about other Trump investigations? Yeah, he's got a lot of them going on. Justice Department is investigating the retention of top secret government documents, which to me, I don't know. I think after they found, have you noticed that after they found all that stuff at Biden's house, that the whole document thing has kind of been pushed under the rug? Let's see. Federal investigators are also still probing the January 6th insurrection in efforts to overturn the election Trump falsely claimed was stolen. Well, you can't say he falsely claimed. Nobody's ever looked into it. Portions of a report from a special grand jury in Georgia that investigated where Trump and his allies illegally interfered in the 2020 election in Georgia showed jurors believe one or more witnesses committed perjury and urged local prosecutors to bring charges. The former president never testified, but the report didn't foreclose the possibility of other charges, which means they're probably not doing anything with it either. Let me mute real quick so I can go to this and see what they're saying.
Of the protests that Donald Trump is visiting, obviously.
Is he visiting a protest? I missed that.
He's posted several times asking for people to protest.
I think that everybody needs to remember that when BLM asked for protests and when they did protest, nobody had a problem with it. There is injustice, there's injustice. We all as Americans, and I think this is every American, have a right to say when things are wrong. and things are wrong right now. I'm all set. Thanks, everybody.
Would you like to comment on the DA's case? I don't want to comment on the DA's case. The only thing
Yeah, so one of his lawyers was just out front of the courthouse taking some questions, and there's not really any movement on this at all. Go back to this. Let's see. What about other Trump investigations? We kind of went over all that already. What's next in New York? It's unclear. Trump declared in a social media post over the weekend he expects to be taken into custody on Tuesday and urged supporters to protest his possible arrest, which was not a smart thing to do in all honesty. However, there's been no public announcement of any time frame for grand jury's secret work. Trump's spokesperson said there's been a notification from Bragg's office. So they haven't even called him trying to schedule anything yet. Will Trump be handcuffed? Probably not. We already talked about that. Let's see. That's an AP article. What up, Drewski? Let's see. Aru says derailed come back sure only if Drew would dye his hair, maybe. Why does Drew need to dye his hair? Let's see. How arrest can unfold. Barricades near court. Let's try that one. Live now is going into commercial. The Trump Night Impossible, officials on watch for protests. Trump digs his own grave. The evidence to convict Trump is mounting. Yeah, you guys have been saying that for like 8 years now, and you haven't done anything. Let's see. Law enforcement officials said Monday they were preparing for possible unrest related to the potential indictment of Donald Trump, who could face criminal charges in Manhattan as soon as this week. Elections to respond to demonstrations after Trump over the weekend called for protests. Prosecutors in Manhattan. Charges against Trump for falsifying. For falsifying business records in connection with a hush money payment his lawyer made to adult film actress. Trump would become the first president. Denied any wrongdoing. So really, this all comes down to the grand jury. As far as from what I don't know if you guys heard it or not, but from what this lady was just saying when she was taking questions, there's still a witness to be heard tomorrow. So there most certainly wouldn't be an indictment today if they haven't even finished hearing the witnesses. Let's see. Cases emerge. Let's see. The cases emerge as unlikely inflection point for both Trump, who's announced his candidacy, and Manhattan District Attorney, Democrat, who finds himself as perhaps the most prominent prosecutor in the country. New York law enforcement, court officials have sought to plot out security measures and logistics for former president's possible first court appearance on criminal charges. See, that's the other thing about this is we're not entirely sure. We've never really been here before. So it's not just like they're arresting some Joe Schmo off the street. They're arresting not just a very popular person, not just a celebrity. They're arresting the former president of the United States. That's going to bring a whole new level of scrutiny from news media. So a lot of times they will put off indicting until they think they have security measures in place. So that might be something that's kind of putting this whole thing on hold too. Let's see. New York authorities are not aware of any credible threats on Monday night. Probably because there aren't really any. Let's see. We know about Donald Trump's tornadoes payment. Much of the exchange unfolded on a popular pro-Trump site that hosted planning for the Capitol siege on January 6th, with some commentators explicitly invoking that attack. Some of the messages included lurid descriptions of destruction and political retribution, including the need to burn the government to the ground and ransack blue parts of the country. See, that's probably shit that's planted there by people who weren't really on that team. They plant that there, and then they send these people out in the world, like the one guy at January 6th, to go say, hey, we should go in there and start tearing shit up, and then he turns around and disappears. Yeah, I'm not sure where this is going anymore, to be honest. But I'll check Twitter one more time. It may end up cutting the stream here just a few. Like I said, if this happens, it won't happen until later. It may not happen today. Like I said, if they weren't scheduled to hear another witness till tomorrow, then refresh this indictment day thing. Oh, nothing. Twitter notifications. It's not a Fox thing. Whatever. Let's see. What television show do you think has the best theme song? I don't know. Kind of all about Knight Rider. It's a cool visual, but I'm not going to follow you. First film I ever watched at the cinema. I think it may have been E.T. Not 100% sure. A long time ago. Let's see. Besides Inception. I really hate these tweets. Besides this one film, what's your favorite film by this person? Go fuck yourself. Trump's problems are his own damn fault. Not, well, I mean, in part. When GSP Gaming reads an email about being interviewed. I don't even know who the fuck that is. You would guess the development movie from this one screenshot. That was Jungle to Jungle. Diddy Trejo! The only Mexican cooler than me. Why is this GIF so popular right now? Are you a fan of Karate Kid? Yeah? What movie fan isn't? I've never seen Zodiac, but Seven is in my top 2 movies of all times. It's American Werewolf, New Jersey. Go ahead and follow him. You guys really should if you're not already. I don't know. Seven's really good. I'm glad Sergio Romo got to retire a Giant. The irony is that him and his family grew up Dodger fans. That's the irony. But his best years were in San Francisco. I know he pitched for the Dodgers for a little while when he left, but yeah. Let's see. A parent empowerment rally in Texas, a dolphin rescue in New Jersey, and they've got a camera on Mar-a-Lago. MK costume, in your opinion? Taron Egerton explains why he feels he's not the right choice for the next James Bond. Well, because he struggled with his weight? Yeah, whatever. It's each their own. It's not my throne, but okay. Let's see. USA and Japan. God, the USA lineup is fucking brutal. Who wants to ditch Monday and go to the movies? Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness. Good God, that'd have been a hell of a triple bill. Oh look, more people fighting. Wowzers. Let's go back to the beginning of this one. You know, ironically enough, this is one of the reasons why I don't think teachers should carry guns. Because if you get a student like this who cold cocks somebody out of nowhere, which would probably happen, that means that teacher is going to have a weapon on them and be lying unconscious on the ground, and then that kid's going to have a weapon, and that's how you get a school shooting. That's why that's what keeps me from thinking that teachers should carry guns. But that's just me. Look, it's James Silent Bob. If someone offered you $10 million right now, but you knew a year from now you wouldn't wake up as a result, would you take the money? No. No. I don't know. To me, I wouldn't personally. I don't know. You guys might have a different saying. Now, if I was a terminal cancer patient, I had 6 months to live, I might be like, sure, I'll take the money, leave it to my family. But no. If I was like 95, I'd be like, yeah, sure, why not? But no, I'm not that old yet. Scarlet Spider. I still like the Iron Spider. I know a lot of people are really annoyed by Iron Man Jr., but I still like the Iron Spider. Wyoming becomes the 19th state to ban men from women's sports. Well, you know, it's whatever it is. It's not a topic for today. Stranger Things is a deep fear, the show ending and losing job security, and back to freelance. Yeah, that'd be the one shitty thing. I've heard about this video a lot, but I haven't watched it yet. I don't want to do it right now. But let's go back to Indictment Day and see if anything new pops off. Maybe ending the stream here shortly. Let's see. Tech says Dukes of Hazzard has the best theme. That is a really good theme. It's a classic theme. Where's Dr. Death Casey at? Well, I don't know. He's probably underneath a diesel engine getting pounded by some guy named Bubba. Let's see. Derek says, what's the topic for Thursday? Thursday is mostly going to be a couple of obituary segments. Lost a couple of, obviously Lance Reddick is somebody we're going to talk about. And a lot of it's going to be just catching up on episodes, I think 3 and 4 of The Mandalorian. So we'll be getting those out. And then later tonight is going to be me and Jeremy doing our final breakdown of just kind of an overall of the season, this entire first season of The Last of Us. So I'll get that stream set up here in just a little bit. Drew says, if we can have a Black Little Mermaid, then why can't we have a fat James Bond? Well, I want the right James Bond. I think Taron Egerton would do a good job. And I think he's probably right. He's in the age group they want, because you want to be able to get 3 or 4 movies out of him at least, maybe more. So he's in the right age group because he can do Bond for a while. The thing is a lot of these people these days, these actors, they don't want to get stuck in a franchise anymore. I mean, there's been who was it? Zoe Saldana said that she felt kind of limited being in the Marvel movies. That she felt she spent all her time working on that and couldn't do some of the artistic stuff that some of these people want to do. So maybe a lot of people just don't want to attach themselves to a franchise like that, especially the Bond franchise. I mean, is there another franchise that has been more heavily scrutinized by its core fans than James Bond? I mean, look at how people freaked out when Daniel Craig got cast as James Bond. People lost their shit. I remember the headlines. They were like, blonde Bond, because they never had a blonde James Bond, and it apparently was a big thing. And then, of course, the first movie comes out, and everybody forgets, they realize how stupid that whole damn idea was of being upset because he had blonde hair because he was awesome. I don't know. Whatever. A lot of people just don't want to get stuck in a franchise anymore. It kind of limits what you can do. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and ditch that. It doesn't look like anything's happened. They're still talking about this parent empowerment rally in Texas, a dolphin rescue in New Jersey, and they've got a camera on Mar-a-Lago, like something's about to pop off, though I don't think it will. Let's see. Derek says, nice, I'll be checking that out tonight. Yeah, we'll be around. Let's see. Aru says, I want a senile Batman. Can we have that? Isn't that kind of what Batman Beyond is? The old Bruce Wayne? He's not exactly senile. He's still sharp as a tack. Just not physically able to go out there and do it anymore. Tech says, how about a paraplegic Superman? Oh, hey, whatever. He can fly. He doesn't need to walk. He can fly. He can just float there and act like he's standing there. Let's see. Yeah, there is nothing on this front happening right now. How about an obsessed Spider-Man? Autistic Batman, says Derek Hans. That could be fun. Okay, I'm going to try to kill a little more time. I'm going to show you guys this website that I found. Was it? I got to find it again. I didn't save it. I don't think I did. I found this movie poster website that you can buy movie posters from. There's actually a lot of sites, but I found this one in particular. Was it this one? I think it may have been that one. I'll know here in just a second when I look at it. I was messing around with it the other day. Yeah, this is it. So it's like you can look by original posters. And even by franchise. Hey, posters. You buy franchise, so you like, ooh, Star Trek posters. I didn't look at the Star Trek posters. How about a bald Iron Man? I could do it. We'll go check out some Star Trek posters. Now, you can get reprinted posters like these for fairly cheap. I mean, that one's $17 for a Star Trek The Motion Picture. I actually wouldn't mind having one of these Star Trek 4 posters. It was probably the best Star Trek movie they came out with. I don't know. Wrath of Khan's pretty good. But if you go sort by price, we need the original stuff. That's an original. That's an original Wrath of Khan poster. You see it down there. Like almost $300, yo. Turn that off. $200 for one of these posters. An original. Yeah, I've been looking at this for a while, off and on here and there. Posters. Let's go to 80s movies because 80s movies are better. Jeremy. Texas. The Raiders got rid of Derek Carr, got themselves Derek Carr. Kind of, yeah. What do you think of San Francisco's free agency? I think they're kind of like, I think they kind of stayed the same for the most part. It's honestly, it's going to be hard to tell until the season starts when we can see these guys play. I mean, you can make a lot of assumptions just based on signings and stats, but the reality is you got to put these guys out there and watch them play. Because what the Niners have done, if you think about it, they haven't really had a whole lot of first and second round picks the last few years. Some of the great guys in their defense have all been third, fourth, and fifth round picks. I think that's one of the reasons why they keep trading away their high draft picks, because they're like, we're finding all of our gold in the middle rounds. Why do we need these expensive draft picks? So they're going to be able to get a lot of talented guys and get them fairly for a while in their rookie contracts. So, I mean, it's possible. I mean, they could be good. We'll have to see. Texas, there's a couple of Scream 6 posters made by Creepy Duck I'd love to have. They might be on here. I don't know. I could search for Scream, but look at some of these 80s posters. $17 for a reprint of Back to the Future. You guys want to have some fun? Let's go price high to low. There's a couple of posters in this era that are in the $3,000 range, like right there, Empire Strikes Back. $3,500 for an original. If I had $3,500, that poster would be mine. E.T., same thing. $2,500, $2,200. An original Goonies poster, $18. Original Bond, $18. Return of the Jedi, $18. Blade Runner, $18. These are all original posters. These were posters that were produced for the original run of the film back in the early 80s. I tell you what, we'll go to. You guys want to see one that's worth some moolah? 70s. And remember, these are reprinted. That's why they're $17. See, reprint, $17. Now, when you sort by price, it becomes a different story. $3,800. Original. $3,500. Some of these are actually foreign language posters too. I would love to, like this one, I would love to have this poster, but I don't have $2,800 burn a hole in my pocket, you know what I mean? The original Jaws, $3,000. $2,300 for an original Star Wars poster. Original Rocky. A Grease poster for $1,100, $1,200 bucks. There's a good old Clockwork Orange. That's a foreign language poster. Yeah, some of these are crazy expensive. I wonder what the cheapest one is. $0.99 for Slipstream. Nunzio. Looks like a lot of these are going to be like foreign language films. There's actually a place in town called the Bookery Fantasy, and that's where I go to get some. Like I'll go flip through their posters. There's usually not a lot in there I find that I want, but that's where I go to look for some posters. Let's go with most popular. Let's see what's most popular. I would imagine the most popular is probably the super expensive ones, but the ones that people are buying a lot of. We have the reprints. I wouldn't mind having one of this. Alien. Remember, this is the 70s. Apocalypse Now would be a cool one to have. Posters. Let's go from the 90s. Let's see. I still want the Harry Potter series. Anyone finds those, let me know. Drew says, Tex, I still want a white blade. I know what you guys are talking about. You guys are missing me with this shit. Pulp Fiction, let's go sort by. I could get that Goodfellas one. Let's sort by price, high to low, and see what the expensive ones are. So I go to check the stream. I actually get a chance to use my other OBS, so that way if any donation pops up, I'll be able to see it. Still nothing happening. They're still concentrating on this empowerment rally in Texas. Let's see. What movie today do you think will be a $3,000 poster in 30 years? John Wick, probably. Maybe the Jurassic Park stuff. Let's see. Get rid of this. Rocketeer. Nice. These are the pricey ones. I'm surprised the Rocketeer is worth that much. Terminator, $500 for an original Terminator 2 poster. Sounds about right. Rudy, God, what an overrated movie that is. I mean, it's a good movie, but it's overrated. Big Lebowski, $450 for an original poster. Jeez. Fight Club, oh, God, I could see myself spending $370 for a poster. Let's see, Leon the Professional, it's a good movie. Aladdin, Braveheart, more Aladdin, Happy Gilmore. I feel like Happy Gilmore's a little overpriced, but whatever. Saving Private Ryan, good movie. Titanic and Backdraft, makes sense they would be up here. The Lost World, Jurassic Park, League of Their Own, good movie. The Mummy posters have probably gone up in value since he just won the Oscar. Schindler's List, I could go for that poster too. 12 Monkeys. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, that was always a really cool poster. Oh, the original. These are actually called theater cards. You can get them individually. But if that's all one big poster, that's an original. God, it's a little overpriced still just for a collection of theater cards. Actually, as much as I don't like the prequels, I've always kind of liked that poster, I'm not going to lie. That's an original, $200. Rolled. You see, you might see down here, it'll say rolled or folded. It's a pretty important distinction. If it's rolled, it's not going to have those creases. If it's folded, obviously it will. Some people think that folding them will hurt their value. I've got a poster from, I wonder if I can find, I wonder if I can search. I have this poster. That exact poster. I have this exact poster right here. It's folded. and I've been trying to find a proper frame to put it in. I've got that exact poster. It's one of my favorite 80s movies. And it's Anthony Edwards right there and Linda Florentino. I've actually got that exact poster. I paid $12.99 for it at the local place. And it's selling here for $20. Let's see. Ooh, you know what poster I want? I'm going to look for individual movies now. Zapped. That's the movie. They don't have like a full poster? God, that's unfortunate. I mean, this one wouldn't hurt. Zapped was a great movie. Let's see. Yeah, going on. Harry Potter, not Potter. Harry Potter was a parody series based on Harry Potter. I did not know that. It makes sense they would make one. The changing of characters, characteristics in movies. Since the race of a character, then it would be racist not to have a white blade. Yeah. Let's see. Leon the Professional is just an uncomfortable movie to watch. It's very, very odd. I only saw it once, but it was an odd movie to watch. I'm really surprised they don't have like a full-fledged poster for Zapped. That's unfortunate. That's a fun movie. Let me think of another one I liked when I was young. Porky's. Oops. Porky's. That poster. It's only $10. Oh man, Porky's Revenge wasn't nearly as good. Yeah, I spelled it wrong anyway. Porky's. I would love to have that original poster. It's only $10. I'm going to pick that up. Didn't like Porky's Revenge. That was the third movie. Not the best. Porky's 2 the Next Day. That was a good movie. The first two Porky's movies were awesome. Porky's 2 the Next Day. Porky's and Porky's 2. Great movies. Porky's 3, Porky's Revenge was not all that great. I mean, it was still funny in its own right, but it wasn't that great. But yeah, I could go for both those posters for Porky's 1 and 2. In the very beginning of Porky's 2, that's where one of my catchphrases comes from. They start talking about Shakespeare to this guy, Pee Wee. He goes, Shakespeare's ass sucks canal water. So every now and again I'll say something like that. I'm like, yeah, whatever you're talking about, sucks canal water. Nobody gets it, because nobody understands. Let's see, original posters. Let's go sports. I have not looked at any sports posters on here yet. Well, they have framing on here too. That's one of my biggest problems, finding poster frames. Let's see. Aru says we need a derailed movie. No, we don't. Oh, WrestleMania. There you go, Casey. Replace that Hulk Hogan poster. That would be kind of a cool poster to have, though. Pele, NBA superstars. Yeah, it's LeBron. I want to do LeBron. Good Jordan posters. Ali. Vlad Guerrero Jr.'s a fucking beast. Some hockey. Let's see, sort by. Let's go price high to low. Let's see what the expensive ones look like. Michael Jordan sunglasses promo for Oakley. I don't know why you clicked on there. I'm trying to get rid of you. There you go. Really? $90 for that poster? I mean, I don't know, I guess. Martina Hingis. Hello. And Martina Navratilova, good player. A lot of Pele, but he just passed away, so it's not unheard of that he's going to be popular right now. Tyson poster, maybe. Sampras. Agassi. Michael Schumacher, the race car driver. Rock from the Scorpion King. Serena. I'm surprised that there aren't some more expensive posters on here. I figured if somebody really wanted to. Sergio Garcia. I could download that picture right now and just print it up for less than that. Let's see. Anna Kournikova. Yeah. There's a reason. Tiger. Some more Tyson. I'm surprised. Really surprised. Posters. Travel, music, TV shows, fine art. Motivation. I wonder what the TV shows have. Actually, Casey needs to predict Trump's death. Yeah, sure he does. I'm sure the Secret Service would love to hear that. A Mandalorian poster is 90 bucks. I could probably find one of those at Walmart. Andor? Really? Stranger Things? Oh, that's weird. The Boys. Yeah, I can't believe that some of these posters are going for that much money. Let's sort by price high to low and see what the expensive ones look like. Falcon and Winter Soldier? Really? That little? Oh my god, I would never pay that much money for one of the posters in that show. I mean, they're good looking posters and stuff, don't get me wrong, but there's no way I'd pay that much money. Like the Lion King, maybe. But even if they're original posters, I mean, I guess I'll probably find the shit at Walmart. Hawkeye poster for 80? No fucking way. Moon Knight poster for 60? Oh, I don't know about all that. That's you buying the you're buying the Marvel logo when you buy that poster for 60 bucks. Grey's Anatomy, no thanks. The OC, fuck, whatever. Yeah, you're paying for the Marvel logo when you buy some of these. That's a little ridiculous. An original Star Trek poster. Worth it. That Batman poster, totally worth it. A-Team, I don't know. That's the Airwolf. That's a good show. The old school Saturday Night Live. That was the good cast. That was the best cast they ever had. 24, one of my favorite shows. Briscoe County Jr., that was a fun show. The Office. My girlfriend would probably buy that one. Sopranos. Yeah, let's get back up. I don't know why I'm scrolling all the way back up there. Let's see. Collections. Emmy Awards, poster artist, actor, director, sports, travel, music. Probably some good band posters on here. Now they're talking about some Philadelphia church fire, so they're not even talking about the story anymore. It's already kind of died. Tribe Called Quest, I always liked that design. Now originals. Some Alice Cooper, Kenny Chesney. No thanks. Yeah, none of these are overly expensive. I still wouldn't want to spend 50 bucks on a poster, but that's just me. Yeah, not really a whole lot of those. I'm gonna do some framing. Sleeves and hangers. Yeah, if these are the magnetic ones, those are like 20 bucks at Walmart. I'd rather just go ahead and spend 20 bucks to get them and have them right now instead of paying $9.99 plus shipping and have to wait. Poster sleeves. I don't know what a sleeve is, but for $400, fuck you. Well, you get 10 of them. That's too much. That's just way too much. Let's go back to framing. Custom frames, backlit frames are interesting. I've actually thought about trying to build my own frame. Just get some wood, get a route alongside it, and then inlay some LED lights. Your frame is designed to illuminate a double-sided movie poster using diffused LED backlights. The ones, yeah, you see the backlit. Those are different posters. Those are the ones they used for a long time, and then started using them in the 90s. They went into the early 2000s. Now I think they're just back to the paper posters, the regular ones. I don't think a lot of people use the backlit ones anymore. They're really nice, but they're way too hard to get. Click here to purchase. I want to see how much they are. They're probably way too much fucking money. Yeah, almost 400 bucks, yeah. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Let's look at a couple more posters, shall we? Let's see. Anything on the chat? Nope. How much for a Texas Chainsaw Massacre poster? An original? Let's see. Let's go to the 70. Actually, let's go to horror. I'm willing to bet the original Chainsaw Massacre posters are going to be fucking pricey. We're going to sort by price high to low. Attack of the Mushroom People. We're getting really old school there. Giant Behemoth, original Nightmare, the original Thing. Well, if that's any kind of an indication, they're going to be right around there somewhere. Let's see. Kong, I think a monster, the Thing. Am I really going to have to like search specifically for Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Oh, wow. I'm actually surprised it doesn't cost more than these. You know, come to think of it, that was such an independent production. They may not have made an original poster. Why are you not typing? Reprint. I don't know. Let's see if they have any originals. Yeah, these are all reprints. They may not have any originals. Oh, it's well, this. Yeah, well, that's an original, but it's from the. It's a reissue though. That has to be a reprint. It can't be an original. That's a reprint. You would. There's no way you would get an original for $17. That's obviously one of the newer ones. There it is in French. Let's sort by the expensive ones. Price high to low. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Let's see. Anani says, "Hey, you're streaming a Trump arrest watch. So has Ray Epps subscribed to your channel yet? Not that I know of. I'm working, but we'll keep your stream playing in the background. Thanks a lot, Nani. I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, I don't think anybody's subscribed that I've noticed. I can go look real quick. Let me go back to my OBS. Nobody's subscribed since I've jumped on here. No subscriptions. I'm actually using my Stream Elements OBS right now, so if anybody subscribes or donates, it's actually going to show up on the screen. But yeah, nothing like that has happened today. Basically because nothing's happening. I mean, I got 8 people watching right now, so that was in the 15 range. But once they decided that nothing was going to happen, I think it kind of ruined the whole effect of the Trump watch. Yeah, the most expensive one is this one right here. It's the 40th anniversary of the original film. So that wasn't something that was printed in the 70s. And that's $150. Still kind of pricey, but... And this is an original, but that's of the remake that came out in early 2003. Let's see. This is kind of a cool one. I kind of like this one. These look original, but they're not. This one's a reprint. Yeah, these look good, but they're either not original or they're prints of like newer films. So yeah, nothing great for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Which would be, I would love one of the original posters that look. Most of the ones I've seen look like this one. That's the reprint. But I would love to have an original poster for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think it'd be fun as hell. Text $20,000 a roo, and I'll pose for the photo. See, what else do I want to look at real quick? I don't really want to look at Marvel stuff. Fine art, motivation, humor, celebrity. It's got to be a hot model from the 70s or 80s. Clint Eastwood. Oh, yeah. Work out. High to low. Laurel and Hardy. Well, these are not very expensive at all. You got some Marilyn, James Dean, Sally Forrest. Hey, Bill Murray from Stripes. Good movie. Betty Page. There's a documentary about her that is phenomenal. Got some Connery, more Eastwood, Aaron Paul, Sinatra. Yeah, nothing that really jumps out. Let's go back to why we're all here. see if there is anything happening on the Trump watch. Again, before I even went live, there was already a lot of news coming out that it wasn't going to happen today. Let's see, breaking on what won't be indictment day for real. President John Trump is earned yet another nothing burger because he and his sister Brianna have let down their 12 loyal followers yet again. Details later. Woke, meaning of non-corrupt, sexist, blah, blah, blah. Happy indictment day. Another ad. And it's a little much, but whatever. Let's see. Yeah, now they're asking us, it's there tomorrow. Trump indictment day. You laughing your ass off because Trump's lies so much it's ridiculous? Well, he probably was told he was going to be. Remember, like I said earlier, they will probably set up an indictment and then call his lawyers and say, we're probably going to do this on Tuesday. So he beat him to the punch to control the narrative, and then they backed away, and he looks like the winner. So, hopefully Trump indictment day, y'all. Another ad. Again, everybody, yeah, indictment day is tomorrow. Yeah, from what I heard, they had another witness they needed to interview tomorrow. They can't indict him unless they've gone through the entire witness list. So, I don't know. Notice she said happy indictment day, maybe yelling at nothing on Trump to make certain being aware the news outlets are alleging that I had a sexual interview with Trump years ago. It's the only complete clarity. This is absolutely false. This looks fake as fuck to me, but whatever. My involvement with Donald Trump was limited to a few public appearances, nothing more. When I met Donald Trump, he was gracious, professional, complete gentleman to me and everyone in my presence. Rumors that I have received hush money from Donald Trump are completely false. If indeed I did have a relationship with Donald Trump, trust me, you wouldn't be reading about it in the news. You would be reading about it in my book. But the fact of the matter is, these stories are not true. Supposedly signed by Stormy Daniels. I don't know if that's true or not. That could be 100% fake. It more than likely is. So I'm not going to hold much to it. Let's see. Channel Trump, blah, blah, blah. Don't care. Nope. Trump hasn't been arrested yet. During the Trump presidency, 2.9 million jobs were lost. That was because of COVID, not his thing. Trump failed in the COVID pandemic. No, he didn't. He didn't get a chance to complete it. That was drug on by a lot of states that, look, there are states that still have mask mandates. There's no fucking reason we should have those. Healthcare, infrastructure, jobs, and the wall, too. The wall doesn't really have anything to do with COVID, and he actually built a lot of the wall, so whatever. I don't know, just people just talk out of their asses. There doesn't seem to be anything new. So, yeah. And there's nobody talking about shit. Let's see. I just watched the original movie trailer for Zapped. It laughed my ass off so cringy. It was 80s, dude. Of course it was cringy. It was an 80s low-budget dick and fart movie. It was the kind of comedy that you could do in the 80s and can't do now. You can't do it now because people get too pissed off. Let's see. I would love to do a review of that movie as well, but it's hard to find. I know it was on a couple of the streaming services for a while, and they took it off. I think it's on Amazon, but it's behind a paywall. And I don't really want to try to do a review of a movie that I'm going to make all the people on the channel pay for to watch. So that's, I don't know. Maybe one of these days, if I can find it on DVD somewhere, I'll stream it just to us so we can watch it and we'll do a review. Let's see. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 is good as the original. Maybe the best film I've seen for me, of course. I don't remember seeing a 2003 Chainsaw Massacre, to be perfectly honest. So I'm sure I did. It just didn't stick to my memory. There doesn't seem to be anything going on. Okay, so here's how this goes. It looks like this indictment thing is not going to happen anytime soon. Derailed says, don't forget Trump was racist for trying to close the borders according to the left, and 2 months later question why he drug his feet. Yeah, that's just what they do. But so I'm going to go ahead and wrap the stream up because I think if this happens, it's not going to happen for another... I would imagine it happens close to the end of the business day, New York. So probably not for another 4 hours or so, and I'm not going to sit here for 4 hours trying to kill time. So more than likely, we'll be Jeremy and I will be live tonight talking about wrapping up Last of Us and going over some comparisons between the game and the show. And unless Trump does get arrested, then maybe I'll kind of change. I'll switch tack and maybe cover that instead. But odds are, me and Jeremy are going to be on here tonight talking about The Last of Us and wrapping that series up. And then, of course, we'll be back Thursday to break down the last couple episodes of The Mandalorian. And probably a couple of rest in peace segments, a couple of in memorandums. Because I know a couple people have died over the course of the last week or so. We will get to that as well. So I will see you guys later on tonight. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Later.